again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. Happy Friday, I hope you guys are having the most amazing day ever and thank you so much for joining me here today. So today we're back and we're building in Henford-on-Bagley. It feels like it's been ages since I've built in this world, but I think it's only been around about a month, and today we are building a Cosy Autumnal Cottage. I have been wanting to do one of these for so long on the channel, and soon as it's now September, officially it's the 17th of September, the day that I am actually recording this voiceover, in my head it is officially autumn. This is my favorite season of all time. I love autumn. I love everything about autumn. I'm by summer, see you later, not interested. As a natural ginger, me and summer just really don't mix, so I cannot wait to do a load of autumnal inspired builds on the channel. So you will currently see that the structure of the cottage is currently coming together. However, the colour scheme is not. So I knew that I wanted to do an autumn themed cottage. Now I didn't realise that I was going to take it to the next level and really go autumnal themed. So you'll just see me here playing around with some colours, and then we end up changing the entire colour scheme and going for the colour scheme that you saw in the intro video there, and I'm so happy with how this cottage came out. It's so quirky, it's filled with pumpkins and candles, and you can smell autumn in the air. You can literally smell it. I mean, this is where I start to change everything, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. So please let me know down in the comments below what you think of this build. What do you think about autumn? I was born on the 1st of November, so I feel like maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I love autumn so much, and I'm so excited that we're finally officially in autumn, and I'm even more excited because I have some very big news. If you haven't seen already, we officially have the keys for our new house. We are now homeowners. I am so excited. I'm not going to cry again. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. I feel like I'm all cried out. But we're currently redecorating our new house. We are painting, we're recarpeting, and we have around 11 days until we have to be out of the house that we're currently in. So we're trying to transfer everything over. We're trying to redecorate. It's very stressful, but it's a good kind of stress, and I'm just so excited. I just had to tell you guys what was going on. So this is likely going to be the last video that I am doing and recording in this office. Like, this is really weird to say, and it's bittersweet because I love this house that we're in. I love this office. I have so many memories in this office of various things. I'm not going to go down memory lane with you, but I have so many memories in this office, and it's going to be really exciting to see me make some new memories in a new office. So the next time we see a speed build will be from my new office, so I'm really excited. So anyway, the exterior of the build, let's stop talking about it. The exterior of the build is now pretty much come together at this point, and we're just adding, I mean, we go through various changes with this house because I'm, as always, extremely indecisive about pretty much everything. But in the end, I think it came out really nicely. I'm really happy with it. Again, I cannot wait to release more autumn themed builds on the channel throughout the month of September, October, and into November. And then we'll go on to the Christmas builds. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to show you guys what I have in store over the next few months. I have so many ideas, and I cannot wait to show you all what I've got planned. I feel like I'm really excited during this voiceover. Can you tell that I'm really excited? I'm really excited. So for some reason, I'm watching this footage back. I paused for a second there, and I can't actually remember why I paused. I know exactly why I paused. I know exactly why I paused. So, just talking about my new house, we actually found out that we were getting the keys 2 days ago. So we got the keys yesterday on the 16th of September. We closed yesterday, and we actually got the news. We got the news that we were getting the house on the 16th of September. So it's been a really long process, and I had no idea just how long it was going to be, nor did I realize or anticipate that we wouldn't really know when we were moving into our house until the morning that we were moving in. So we actually received a phone call yesterday lunchtime and said, okay, everything's done, do you want to come collect your keys? And we were like, yeah, sure, we'll come collect the keys. It's just been, with solicitors and everything else, it's been such a process, but we're so happy that it's not over, because the hard work's just beginning. We've done 2 official days of redecorating. I'm hurting, I'm tired, but I'm here. We're enjoying the process because we'll never get this time back again. So I keep saying, we just need to remember. We'll remember these moments when we're in this house 5-10 years down the line. We'll remember this moment when we were sitting on the carpet in the living room with no furniture and we were eating sandwiches, and it's just, anyway, it's been a really long process. And so I'm relieved. I'm very emotional. I'm very all over the place right now. So if this voiceover is slightly more all over the place than usual, I mean, my voiceovers tend to be a little bit all over the place anyway, I'm just really amped up. I'm really excited, and I'll be posting some behind the scenes screenshots on the community tab on my page. So if you haven't subscribed already and you want to come along the journey, then please consider doing so, and you can watch us transform our house into our dream home. Anyway, enough about my house in real life. Let's talk about this house that we're building in The Sims, because that's why you're here. You're not here to hear me talk about that. You're not here to listen to me talk about that. Do you see what I mean? I feel like really sped up today. Anyway, we're currently working on the landscaping. I'm so sorry about this one. We're currently working on the landscaping, and because we're actually building in autumn, as you can see, a lot of the flowers and bushes are really dull and kind of lifeless, but that's what we were going with this house. Not that the house is lifeless, but obviously it's an autumnal cottage, so I felt the need to build it in autumn just to get the right feel. So this is the inside of the cottage. It's really quite small, which isn't a bad thing, because it's been a while since I've done a slightly smaller cottage on the channel. I think my last cottage ended up being like 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms or something like that. So this was a nice change of pace for me, and we're currently working on the kitchen. Now, ignore this current colour scheme because we end up completely starting again, because I was like, this is just looking a little bit too... ugh. It wasn't saying anything to me, and I'm like, I don't like this at all. So we ended up switching these cabinets out from the cottage living expansion pack. We end up changing these out for ones. I don't know where the ones that we end up using, where did they come from? Let me see. Where did these come from? I'm trying to look at the little thumbnail, but it's kind of blurry on my feedback, unlike the footage that I'm watching back. Anyway, I'm not going to spend ages trying to think about where they came from. So we ended up using these just because when you think of autumn, you think kind of greens and reds and oranges and all those kind of colours. And so we ended up deciding on these ones, and I think they look really nice actually. And then we teamed them with these cabinets from, I think they're from Jungle Adventure, if I'm not mistaken. And the living room and the kitchen of this cottage, I am so over the moon with. I think it looks really nice. I would love to sip a pumpkin or like frappuccino, latte, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Some sort of pumpkin beverage by the fire in this cottage, because it looks so cozy and I'm really happy with it. We end up using this new rug from the industrial loft kit as well. We end up changing it to the orange swatch just because the exterior of the build is obviously autumnal. So with the interior, I decided to do exactly the same thing and keep it extremely autumn based. So you'll have to let me know what you think down in the comments down below, but I'm really happy with this. I think it's fun, it's quirky, it's something a little bit different as well, and I love trying different builds on the channel as much as I love sticking with builds that I know and that I love, you know, my suburban family houses, the apartments and stuff. I love doing things like this because it takes me out of my comfort zone ever so slightly. Even though me and Autumn are like besties, you know, I live for this season, and I've loved doing the cottages, so I thought let's combine them together and let's do an autumnal cottage. So I'm again so happy with how this came out. Anyway, the kitchen is taking a little bit longer than I had realized, and I'm assuming it's because I just kept going back and adding bits here and there and finding bits and realize, oh, that would look nice there, and let's add that there, and it's very cluttered, it's very over the top, but it works. So this is the orange swatch of the rug that I was referring to. I think it looks fantastic. I think it was made for a build like this. And I think, yeah, I just think it looks really, really good, especially with the tiles from, I think these are from Jungle Adventure, because I wanted to keep it really, really traditional looking. And now that I'm looking now, I don't know if these counters are from the vampire pack. Someone is going to have to let me know, because me and items from packs, like, it's a sore spot. I've no idea what I'm talking about most of the time. Anyway, so now we move on to the living area. This is the living area here, and we end up keeping this, of course, pumpkin, warm, cozy feel in this area of the house too. And we end up using this sofa from the Cottage Living pack, along with an armchair from the pack too. The fireplace is from Cottage Living, the rug. A lot of the items from this pack are from Cottage Living, with it being a cottage. As I said, I haven't built a cottage for around about a month, maybe just over now. And so clearly I was feeling very inspired to use a lot of the items that came with that expansion pack. So I think they work really, really well together with this theme as well. And I am currently trying to toggle off on and off the grid a little bit more than usual, because it has been pointed out to me that it can be kind of a distraction during speed builds, and it's something that I hadn't ever really considered up until it was pointed out to me. Whether or not it's just one person that thinks it, or whether it's maybe a couple of people that think it, I don't know. So I'm consciously trying not to have the grid on too much. Of course, when I'm doing the floor plans and things like that, and in certain elements of certain rooms, I like to have the grid on just to make sure that the items are aligning and stuff. But anyway, it's really not that much of a big deal, I don't think, but whatever. So we end up using this coffee table from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. I really like this coffee table. I use it a lot, actually. When I look back on some of my speed builds, I do use this coffee table quite a bit. I just really like the way it looks. What can I say? And I actually shared some interior screenshots on my Twitter. I'll put my details on the screen right now for you if you'd like to come and follow me on Twitter. If you're not already, my @ is RachelPedd. Same as is on YouTube and Instagram, if you'd like to follow me on there too. But I actually shared some screenshots of the exterior and the interior of this build just as I was going on, and so I do like to do that, and I have been talking about this before on the channel, but I like to do that for a couple of reasons. One of them being it gives me an opportunity to see if there's anything that I don't like about the build, and it gives me an opportunity to change it, and then it gives you guys a little bit of a teaser of what I've been working on and what to expect next on the channel. So I think that's kind of nice too. But if you're not following me on any of my socials, then please consider doing so, because I post a lot of behind the scenes screenshots, but I also try to post them on my community tab on YouTube as well. So again, if you're not subscribed, then please consider doing so, because then you can keep up to date with what's going on behind the scenes. So you will notice in this build, I use a lot of pumpkins. Kind of obvious, right? Because of course it's an autumnal cottage. So there's going to be pumpkins. There's going to be pumpkins. There's going to be candles. There's going to be all sorts of things, really. And now that I'm looking back on this build, it's quite odd to me because it's a very strange layout. Like where the stairs are is very odd to me. But I really couldn't work out another floor plan for this cottage. And I'll be honest, I think it kind of adds to the quirkiness. And I think it just works really quite well, to be honest. So anyway, and then I ended up finding, I don't know where these little berry flowers are from. Are they from Dine Out? I'm just trying to have a look. I feel like they're from Dine Out. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the orange swatch, just it's perfection. Chef's kiss perfection for this house. I just think they work so incredibly well. And there's a few nooks and crannies of this house where I was a bit stumped about what to put where, so I ended up just filling it with random clutter because it's a very cluttered house. And I don't know if I mentioned that it was actually 2 bedrooms and a bathroom in this house. Initially, I was just going to make it 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. And then I decided to throw in a children's room just in case you guys are playing with a smaller family and you have a child sim and maybe either an adult sim just by themselves or 2 adult sims raising the child. I just thought it'd be kind of nice. Or even you can even use this as like an autumnal getaway holiday home. I don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know how you use this build in your gameplay. In my head it was more of a home than a getaway home, but I suppose you could use it with both. So this house does have a separate dining room. So as you can see here, we are currently working on this room here, and I'll be honest, this room I don't think it could have been anything other than a dining room. I didn't want to put another bedroom downstairs. I just don't think that would have worked. So I think having this separate formal dining room works really well for this house. So it just means that your Sims can enjoy their meals here together in a more formal manner. And of course we have the table and chairs in the kitchen area there, but I think it's always nice to have a separate dining room too. So I ended up just putting this in here, and I'll be honest, this was my second time trying to do the dining room because I tried it a first time and it just did not turn out the way that I wanted it to. So I ended up starting again, and I just didn't put that in the speed build because it was complete wasted 25 minutes of my part. So I was like, I'm not going to put that in the speed build because it ended up turning out really not very well. So now we've moved on to the upstairs. Anyway, moving on. We've moved on to the upstairs. So these are the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom going in here. Very strange floor plan. I apologize for this. I couldn't work out a better way of doing it, and trust me, I think I tried 4 or 5 times. So it is what it is. I'm sorry if it doesn't work for you, but it's functional, it works, and it looks okay. So oh well, things happen. This is the children's room. I didn't really have a particular gender in mind as to what kind of sim would be in here. It's fairly gender neutral. It's a lot of greens and dark woods, and I kept it relatively neutral in here as well in terms of like the clutter and stuff, which is very unusual for me, especially with a children's bedroom. But I think it works out quite nicely. So we end up just adding a little bit of clutter here and there, making it look quite lived in, but not over the top, because I tend to go quite over the top with my children's rooms. I think with some of my other cottage builds, I went way too far with the decor, and so I decided to dial it back with this one because a few people had pointed out that the bedrooms didn't really match the aesthetic of the house, and I would have to agree, to be honest. So I took it on board, and so I changed it with this house. And although the bedroom is quite long and quite slim, I think it works. It's functional. As I said, it is functional. So yeah, I don't know. It's a very odd shape, but I feel like in a smaller cottage like this, I feel like the bedrooms potentially would be quite oddly shaped and things like that. So I think it's quite realistic, to be honest. So yeah, there's not much going on in this bedroom. It's cute, and I tried to stick to the colour scheme as best I could. So this is the master bedroom that we're currently working on, and we end up using a double bed from the Country Living pack, which I think works really, really well. And we pair it with these bedside tables, which I also used in the children's room just to make everything quite cohesive, quite fluid, and matching throughout the house. I'm having trouble speaking this evening, and I don't really know why. I've got a lot on my mind. I've got a lot on my mind. I know that I'm going to have to go back to our new house this evening and rip up some carpets, so I'm probably thinking about that. And it's already 7:30 p.m. currently, so I don't know when we're planning on going back over there, but I'm already tired thinking about it, and I know we have to wake up really early tomorrow to remove more of the carpet from the house. I think we're going to be over there about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, so please think of me when you are all tucked up in bed and I am ripping carpet out of my new house because I'll be crying on the inside. I'll be completely honest. Anyway, the master bedroom is almost done after my little rant about carpets and pulling them up and not getting any sleep. So I ended up putting a fireplace in here with a cute little stool that your Sims can sit on and enjoy a cup of coffee if they want to on a morning. I think that stool is from Jungle Adventure, and I really enjoy using that. I enjoy using the stool, yes, in autumnal and Christmas houses, just because I think your Sims look so comfy cozy when they're sat on the little stool with like a coffee or a hot chocolate or something like near the fire. I love it. I've been doing it for a long time, actually for years, before I even started YouTube. Anyway, now this is the worst voiceover ever. If you've made it this far, well done. So this is the one and only bathroom. It has a bath, a toilet and a sink. There's no shower. It just felt a little bit more realistic to leave the shower out but include a bath because it is an older build. So if you want to swap the bath out for a shower bath combination, then you absolutely can do, but I ended up just putting a bath in here just because I thought it worked. And then this little window, which looks amazing on the outside, just does not work here, but I was like, I'm not removing it from the outside, it's just gonna have to be here and I'm gonna have to try and just make the best of it. So we ended up just covering it up with like this weird little blind. It's the quirkiest house I think I've ever built, but it has character. That's the main thing. And then we use a rug and then a plant in this hallway, along with a couple of pieces of art from the base game. Here, you know, there's nothing more to say really. And then we nip back outside and just finish up the back garden. So it's really nothing special, but I felt the need to put something back here because I was like, it's missing something. It's lacking something. So again, me being not the best landscaper in the world or the best person at putting together gardens, I decided to put this rather strange little patio area back here where your Sims can plant some additional flowers, because you can see there's already a pumpkin patch there, you see, and this is where they can plant some flowers and stuff. So you'll be pleased to know this is nearly the end of the speed build, so I'm going to wrap things up right now because I think I'm embarrassing myself at this point. Anyway, the house is available to download from the gallery. My origin ID is RachelPedd. Tray files are linked down in the description down below. You can get them from Sim File Share. But thank you so very much for joining me here today, everyone, and listening to my very rambly voiceover. Screenshots are at the end of the video if you would like to see what the house looks like in game. But you guys take care, and I will see you next time I post a video. Bye!